Latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020. Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. It was a nice day out there today, but we did see a lot of cloudiness as well. There is a weak trough of low pressure currently moving through Washington State, and that's bringing us those clouds out there as we take a look at the beautiful Wenatchee Valley from our jump-off ridge PTZ camera. Notice the next ridge over is where our cross camera is. We've used that quite a few times for our evening news. And what a beautiful shot today. A lot less wind, and boy, we are all, I think, sick of wind, and it wasn't too bad today. But with the clouds, there is some precipitation around too, and beginning tomorrow through Saturday, we will see some of that precipitation around parts of Washington. So maybe if you're camping up north in the Methow, you can see some showers around Omak, also Colville, some showers that way. And even if you go east around Spokane and maybe into Coeur d'Alene, some scattered showers there as well. We'll have your complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. Washington State Public Lands Commissioner Hillary Franz is hosting a town hall meeting in Chelan tonight to discuss wildfire preparation. The city of Pateros has a new sign to welcome visitors to the small hamlet on the Columbia River in Okanogan County. And the Washington Department of Ecology is proposing air quality fee changes for facilities in central and eastern Washington. But first, we begin tonight. Now that the land swap is done, it's time to decide what kinds of recreational activities should be allowed in the Stemilt Basin. The last two remaining sections of land in the Stemilt Basin were officially transferred from the state DNR to Washington Fish and Wildlife. Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay explains the scope of that project.
1,200 acres. It was section 16 and section 22. Was actually the final two sections of a 4-section area that had been actually in the works since about 2010. And so basically that completes that. Those lands will then be able to be utilized in perpetuity for recreational purposes, watershed as well as natural resources.
The lands contained in the swamp will be protected as mule deer and elk habitat. Overbay says the next round of talks will focus on recreation.
A lot of folks involved in this, a lot of different user groups, from snowmobilers to ATVers to backcountry snowshoers and cross-country skiers and so forth. So, to be able to have that many user groups come together and actually take a look at an overall broad plan of how that fits in and how everybody can actually enjoy, the outdoors that we have here is just phenomenal. It's been a great process.
The Stemilt Partnership Working Group is comprised of orchardists, outdoor enthusiasts, irrigation districts, and conservationists. The land deal will set aside 4 large sections of land. 2 of the parcels were transferred back in April. Washington State Public Lands Commissioner Hillary Franz is hosting a town hall meeting in Chelan tonight to discuss wildfire preparation. The meeting is one of a series of informational gatherings around the state designed to promote fire-safe planning and wildfire response. Commissioner Franz leads the Department of Natural Resources, the state's largest wildfire fighting force and the agency responsible for preventing and fighting wildfires on 13 million acres of private, state, and tribal-owned forest lands. Tonight's meeting starts at 6 p.m. at the Chelan Senior Center. Attending with Franz will be her new wildfire deputy and Washington State Forester, George Giesler, who joined the Department of Natural Resources earlier this month. The city of Pateros has a new sign to welcome visitors to the small hamlet on the Columbia River in Okanogan County. It was completed about a week ago. The new sign replaces the old iconic feature previously located on a hillside above Highway 97A that was destroyed in the Carlton Complex fire in 2014. The Pateros Chamber of Commerce raised the money to erect that new sign. The Washington Department of Ecology is proposing air quality fee changes for facilities in central and eastern Washington. The Department of Ecology is proposing changes to its fees for the Air Quality Registration Program. The Air Quality Registration Program tracks emissions and the effectiveness of pollution controls at 530 facilities in central and eastern Washington. It covers businesses such as landfills, data centers, cattle feedlots, cement plants, wastewater treatment plants, rock crushers, and food processing facilities. Currently, fees account for about 50% of the cost to run the program, which by state law is intended to be fully fee supported. In 2017, the cost of running that program was $518,000, while fees brought in only $285,000. Under the proposed changes, the fee structure and schedule, Ecology would recover about 95% of the total cost of the registration program by the year 2021. Coming up next, a pilot escaped uninjured from an incident around 10:45 this morning at the Lake Chelan Municipal Airport. Fortunately, the Grant County Sheriff's Office reports nobody was hurt in a structure fire earlier today in Moses Lake. Effective on midnight, Friday, June 29th, the countywide burn ban will be in effect for Kittitas County. The Wenatchee man who allegedly threatened and cyberstalked a doctor at the VA hospital back in May pleaded guilty in court on Monday. And a dump truck clipped some overhead telephone lines yesterday on Wenatchee's south side. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
I grew up with an addicted father. I became an addict myself, so we lost everything. We were homeless, so we found ourselves in a tent. That changed everything for me. The Work First program got me in touch with Goodwill. I could partner with Goodwill and get on-the-job training and get paid for it. It was the best decision that I've ever made. They didn't care that I had a background. They saw something inside of me. When people donate to Goodwill, they're actually helping fund these programs that I was involved in. I owe everything to Goodwill. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CBCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CBCH respects that.
Welcome back. In another news, a pilot escaped uninjured from an incident around 10:45 this morning at the Lake Chelan Municipal Airport. Chelan fire and rescue crews responded to a report of a plane crash on the runway. When crews arrived, they learned an aircraft at the north end had gone off the runway, jumped the road, and landed in the adjacent field. There was significant damage to the landing gear and wings, as you can see in these photos provided to us by Chelan Fire and Rescue. The pilot was uninjured and able to exit the aircraft on his own. The Federal Aviation Administration, as well as the National Transportation Safety Board, were notified of the incident. Well, fortunately, the Grant County Sheriff's Office reports nobody was hurt in a structure fire earlier today in Moses Lake. The fire burned several outbuildings on the property located on the 4200 block of Airway Drive Northeast. The property is a local landmark known as the Castle House. There was no power going to the home and a generator was being used for electricity. It appears the fire started on the northeast side of the structure. Firefighters were able to protect nearby properties and no other homes were damaged. Grant County Fire District 5 and the Moses Lake Fire Department responded to that blaze that ignited around 7:15 a.m. No word yet on the official cause of the fire. Effective on midnight, Friday, June 29th, the countywide burn ban will be in effect for Kittitas County. No open burning or recreational fires will be allowed. The Washington State Department of Natural Resources has already moved to a moderate fire danger level on all DNR protected lands, and it's in effect until roughly September 30th of this year. All fire districts within Kittitas County have been notified of the burn ban. The Department of Natural Resources may allow recreational fires in designated campgrounds with approved fire pits on DNR protected lands located outside of a fire district. Well, the Wenatchee man who allegedly threatened and cyber-stalked a doctor at the VA hospital back in May pleaded guilty in court on Monday. On May 10th, 28-year-old Paul Taylor sent the doctor threatening texts in response to what he says was poor treatment at the VA clinic. He did not threaten the doctor specifically, but did say he would bring war to the VA if needed. Taylor also provided details about names and addresses for extended family members and friends of the doctor and described the view from her home and how he could see it. Captain Edgar Reinfeld with the Wenatchee Police Department says they don't see cyber-stalking cases on a regular basis.
Don't see cases like this very often. We see cases that involve we see stalking cases, obviously, and domestic violence cases and other issues. We occasionally see, or a lot of I guess it's not occasionally, we see harassment calls on a regular basis as well. And this one fell somewhere in between. And cyber stalking is a law in Washington State and many other places that specifically focuses on the electronic communication or the use of other electronic means to surveil or stalk somebody. And that's where we went with this one, in that using text messages and other methods to repeatedly send information that was harassing in nature and threatening.
In court, Taylor denied committing the crimes, but acknowledged that a jury would likely find him guilty. Taylor was originally booked on one count of felony cyber stalking at the Chelan County Regional Justice Center and was sentenced Monday to 30 days in jail with time served. Here's a look at what happened yesterday afternoon on Wenatchee's south side when a dump truck clipped some overhead telephone lines. It happened on South Wenatchee Avenue near the Humane Society shelter. There were no reports of injuries, but traffic was reportedly detoured around the area from Crawford to Terminal Streets until the utilities were repaired. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
It turns out some people are more likely to do well at charter college and succeed in a new career. So, what's this charter type? Charter types are go-getters. Charter types follow through. Charter types love a challenge. If you're a hard worker looking for a fast path to a better career, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Vamonos junk haulers, big or small, they haul it all. Vamonos junk haulers are experienced at hauling junk from your household items to yard and construction debris. That old hot tub and eyesore, Vamonos will make it Vamonos. Recycling is a priority to Vamonos junk haulers. They'll haul away your old appliances and electronics. And for the do-it-yourselfers, Vamonos Junk Haulers also rents trucks and trailers. Call Vamonos Junk Haulers and Moving Service today to schedule your free estimate. Sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy hump day. Ty Holmstrom did all the damage by himself for the Bend Elks last night, hitting two-run home runs in a 4-2 win over the Wenatchee Apple Sox at Paul Thomas Senior Field. Trailing 4-1 heading into the bottom of the ninth, Wenatchee made a comeback bid as J.T. Swartz got aboard on a leadoff walk. 1 out later, Jake Taylor battled through a 10-pitch at bat to make things interesting. Let's go to the ninth as Joel Norman has the call on the Apple Sox Broadcast Network.
And the pitch. Swung on in the air to right center field, and this one will get down. A high hop. Schwartz gets the wave around, and he will come in easily. It's an RBI single for Jake Taylor, and the Sox get one back in the ninth. Hit over toward the shortstop side, off the glove of Alvarez, and it's into left field. First and second for the Sox as Taylor holds up at second. It's Spellacy with his second hit in as many innings. He's on at first, and Taylor moves to second. There's at first and second and 2 outs for the Sox in the ninth. Inside edge called, strike 3, and that's how the ball game ends. A close call, but Marenko stares at strike 3, and the Sox fall 4-2 tonight.
So a valiant effort in the ninth goes for naught. Wenatchee falling 4-2. Steen Fredrickson takes the loss, allowing both of Holmstrom's home runs in 4 innings. John Sage had a good night at the plate for the Sox, going 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI. Bench starter R.J. Robles got the win, going 5 innings, allowing 1 run on 3 hits with 9 strikeouts. 2 teams meet again tonight at 7:05. Wenatchee's Dawson Day facing the Elks' Drew Zamuda. Also on the Les Schwab scoreboard in the West Coast League last night, Portland unleashed 21 hits, including 8 extra base hits and 3 home runs in a 17-2 thrashing of Corvallis. Nick DiCarlo was 3 for 4 with 3 runs, a double, and an RBI to lead Yacobo Valley past Cowlitz 11-3. Drew Williams had an RBI single in a 4-run 5th inning as Kelowna beat Port Angeles 6-2. Williams, by the way, went 3 for 5 on the night in 3 games. The freshman from Hollister, California, 9 for 14, 5 runs driven in. That's a .643 batting average. Jordan Hovey's 3-run home run erased a 1-run deficit and powered Walla Walla past Victoria 6-1. In the only non-league game last night, Bellingham pounded out 19 hits, including a home run by Zach Needham, and a 13-2 win over the Seattle Wallbangers. On tap tonight, it's Portland at Corvallis, Yacobo Valley hosting Cowlitz, Victoria at Walla Walla, Kelowna hosting Port Angeles, and in a non-leaguer, the Highline Bears are in Bellingham. Kyle Seager drove in all 3 Seattle runs with a home run and a 2-run single as the Mariners beat Baltimore 3-2 last night. Orioles grabbed the lead early when former Mariner Danny Valencia homered off Seattle starter James Paxton in the 2nd. Seager tied it in the 4th on his 14th home run of the season. Then in the 8th, with the bases loaded, Singer singled to center field to score D. Gordon and Gene Segura to take the lead. Edwin Diaz came on in the 9th to earn his 29th save after a 1-out single by Valencia. Paxton earned his 7th win of the season, going 7 innings, allowing 2 runs on 6 hits with 10 strikeouts. Manager Scott Service with Florida-Georgia line playing loudly in the background says he continues to be impressed by Paxton's grit and determination.
Good stuff early. I thought he was outstanding really all night. He ran into trouble needing they put a couple up there, but not just the 1 inning. You know, the 2 strike hits he gave up, put hard contact, but they found some holes. But you know, the big pitch of the night was probably the 3-1 fastball he got in on Machado for the double play ball and then worked through that inning. But outstanding effort by Pax tonight. You know, we did just enough offensively there at the end. I thought Gaussman threw the ball very well. But, you know, we had some good at-bats there against O'Day. He gets a big double and a key bunt by Gene. But Seeks came through. It was nice for him to have a big night for us. He's been due for one of those. So big home run and a 2-run single off a really tough lefty. You know, Scott's got really good stuff. And, you know, should not go unnoticed the at-bat that Mitch Haniger had in that inning as well to load the bases. So we were able to put enough together there in the 8th. It wasn't pretty offensively tonight, but we had some big at-bats and we needed it.
2 teams going at it again with Seattle sending Wade LeBlanc to the mound against Alex Cobb. Back to the Les Schwab scoreboard to see what happened in the American League West last night. It was Mookie Betts, Jackie Bradley Jr., Christian Vasquez, and J.D. Martinez all hitting home runs of Boston's 9-1 win over the Angels. Jed Lowry's 4th hit of the night gave Oakland the lead in the 9th, and they came all the way back from 6 runs down to beat Detroit 9-7. San Diego scored 3 runs in the 8th to come from behind to beat Texas 3-2. And Charlie Morton struck out 13 to get 10 wins on the season. The Astros beat the Blue Jays in Houston 7-0. That's Sports. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Central Washington is experiencing an upturn in the economy as it relates to job growth and wages. 4th District Congressman Dan Newhouse commented on it today from the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today proud to share a snapshot of rising wages, more jobs, and increasing opportunity in the 4th Congressional District of Washington, which I have the distinct pleasure of representing. In the city of Yakima, unemployment is at 5.5% as reported in April by the Washington Employment Security Department, and that number is reportedly the lowest it has been for that month since electronic recording began in 1990. Yakima County is the most populous county in central Washington and had a May unemployment rate at 6.0%, which is the lowest rate in decades. In another major population center in Washington, the Tri-Cities, unemployment was at 5.2% in May. Wages in the Tri-Cities area are up 3.8% over 2017 and are among the fastest growing in the state. The latest jobs report showed a decreasing unemployment rates across my district in every single county, with Okanagan at 6.3%, Grant 6.1%, Franklin 5.5%, Douglas at 5.2%, Benton at 5.1%, Adams at 4.8%, and Walla Walla at 4.3%. New jobs in construction, food manufacturing, and professional business services are largely driving the regional growth in the labor force. These numbers are more than just statistics, Mr. Speaker. Increasing employment opportunities means families can provide a more secure future for their children.
The rising job market appears to be across the board in all non-farm sectors. Central Washington regional economist Don Messick highlighted that point in a recent interview on NCW Life Channel.
I think in a nutshell, the unemployment rate is at historic lows. I look for it to continue, maybe up a tick, down a tick. Non-farm growth is particularly robust, and I look for that to continue up to the next few months. What industries are driving it? Construction, leisure and hospitality, health services, local government right now are the drivers for the local economy.
Messick's status report on the Central Washington job market will be aired in its entirety on Thursday's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program with host Dan Kuntz starting at 7 a.m. We'll be back with the recap of some of our top stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Hi, Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. When you think of Alpine Air in Wenatchee, think of professional, friendly customer service for all your heating and cooling needs. Alpine Air partners with Carrier, manufacturers of some of the best heating and air conditioning equipment available today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Visit our store in Wenatchee, meet our people, see our shop. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Boating certainly has improved over the years. Check out the new Centurion boats with HD touch vision system and built-in coolers. Centurion is loaded with extras to make boating more fun and more comfortable. Get the best out of summer. Get your boat from Bobfile Boats and Motors. Online at bobfile.com and on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee.
Bobfile Boats and Motors. We're dealing. Bobfile's gonna make you smile.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. A pilot escaped uninjured from an incident around 10:45 this morning at the Lake Chelan Municipal Airport. Chelan Fire and Rescue crews responded to a report of a plane crash on the runway. When crews arrived, they learned an aircraft at the north end had gone off the runway, jumped the road, and landed in the adjacent field. There was significant damage to the landing gear and wings, as you can see in these photos. They were provided to us by Chelan Fire and Rescue. The pilot was uninjured and able to exit the aircraft on his own. The Federal Aviation Administration, as well as the National Transportation Safety Board, were notified of the incident. Fortunately, the Grant County Sheriff's Office reports nobody was hurt in a structure fire earlier today in Moses Lake. The fire burned several outbuildings on the property located in the 4200 block of Airway Drive Northeast. The property is a local landmark known as the Castle House. There was no power going to the home and a generator was being used for electricity. It appears the fire started on the northeast side of the structure. Firefighters were able to protect nearby properties and no other homes were damaged. Grant County Fire District 5 and the Moses Lake Fire Department responded to the blaze that ignited around 7:15 a.m. No word yet on the official cause of that fire. And time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to the details of that, let's once again take a peek outside our weather window as we look from Jump Off Ridge this afternoon and some high to mid cloudiness out there as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley. Really wasn't a bad day today, and I think most of us will agree. Mainly it's because not much wind this afternoon, and we have seen plenty of that the last few days. All in all, temperatures in the mid to upper 70s around north central Washington, as we mentioned, and as you're seeing, just some mid and high level clouds. Let's get to our surface loop now, and this is what we can expect over the next 4 days. Today at 4 o'clock, this is what we're seeing. Some of those clouds, most of them I should say, off to the west and northwest. Rain showers are possible in some northern mountains over the next few days. We talked about that at the top of the show. By tomorrow at 4 p.m., we are going to see a lot of sunshine, but also a lot of wind as that weather trough that we talked about earlier moves through the state. Behind it, some wind. Less wind for Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. Even though we will see some showers in the Cascades and to our north, we will remain rain-free here in north central Washington on Friday. And as we kick off our weekend on Saturday, still some lingering mountain showers and some up in the Okanagan country, but not much here. We'll just see a beautiful day on Saturday, maybe some winds picking up a little bit Saturday night, and even nicer as we end the weekend on Sunday. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight will drop down to 55 degrees with mostly cloudy skies and a northwest breeze. For your Thursday, partly cloudy and windy, cooler too at 74. For Friday, mostly sunny, still a little bit breezy, but not as much wind as we'll probably see tomorrow. 77 the high for Friday. And your weekend, boy, it looks great, doesn't it? Mostly sunny and warmer on Saturday and 81. Mild and sunny on Sunday with 82 expected. And the first part of next week, Monday and Tuesday, upper 70s and mid 70s. Some people will think that's almost perfect. Mostly sunny and 76 on Tuesday. And looking past that, it looks like we will see maybe another storm system by the middle of next week and possibly some cooler temperatures for the 4th of July. We'll talk more about that in your weather forecast in the coming days. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from LocalTel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV set free. Enjoy the extra value LocalTel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Chamberlain here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X4 offers 4 times the proven off-road capability, 4 times the comfort, and 4 times the confidence to deliver 4 times the excitement on your next outdoor adventure.